What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me for another video. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be here with me watching this video, and I greatly appreciate it. I want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to us on YouTube and everyone who has decided to follow us on Twitter. The growth of this channel and our presence on Twitter would not be able to happen without viewers like you, so I just want to say thank you again. We appreciate it. Today we're going to do a little bit of a fun video. The market's in a little bit of a low right now. Seems like some days we're up, some days we're down. We're kind of hovering in that 35 to 37, 3,800 dollar Bitcoin. So there's not really a whole lot that's going on. So I just want to take a moment out and, not necessarily read the news, but kind of have a little bit of fun. As you can see here, we're going to be taking a look at some of cryptocurrency's best shit coins, or S coins, as they're called in the family-friendly channels. And the first one that we're going to take a look at here is TRX, aka Tron. Now, Tron is a coin I bought into when I first got into cryptocurrency, as it was a cheap alternative to Bitcoin. I guess that just goes to show you the thought process of new investors. And the website basically says that, it's a low to mid-tier S coin, overhyped, promising a lot, yet to deliver. I wholeheartedly agree. A lot of times when you talk to people about Tron, there's really a few points that they like to bring up. Well, at one point in time, the all-time high was 25 cents. Cool, got that. We also purchased BitTorrent, I think it's BitTorrent. That's cool, but they haven't really done anything with it. What we've learned since then is a lot of the partnerships that Tron said they had were actually not partnerships at all. There was actually services that they were buying to try and, I guess, build out the platform, but that doesn't necessarily make it a partnership. I mean, if I go to Home Depot and, I buy a vanity sink to put in a bathroom, it doesn't necessarily mean I've got a partnership with Home Depot. It just means we engage in a transaction. That's it. Not only that, but Justin Sun is always tweeting like every 13 minutes or so. So it's a little bit of a turnoff, and I just don't feel like the project's really done much of anything. Now, some people who are viewing this will say, well, what about the D-apps? Glad you mentioned it. Let's get to it. So Tron has their own decentralized exchange called the DEX. And for anyone that's been on the DEX and has spent more than 5 minutes just kind of researching some of the projects that are on here, you would realize that a lot of these are just, they're not top tier projects. These are projects that people have created in terms of trying to gain as much Tron. Probably one of the more notable ones is Tron FOMO. Oh, look, our buddy Trayvon James pops up. And this is something that I decided to get into after someone had brought it to my attention. I decided to be the guinea pig for trying to deter as many people from joining FOMO as I could, simply because I understand a lot of people, they were getting into this thinking that, oh wow, they're going to be able to earn a whole bunch of free Tron, and that's just not the way that it works. When I signed up for this, you see I put in 40 keys. I currently have 13, and this is even after 500,000 keys were dumped into the round 2 after the devs killed the first round. And I'm not really sure how you do that if it's a smart contract, but they killed the game halfway through the first round because there were some irregularities that needed to be fixed, and they launched round 2, and they were saying, well, we're going to let people get in, and 3 days after round 2 starts, we're going to dump 500,000 Tron keys into the game for to kind of create a pump, right? So let's say that first day after I put in 40, I was up to like maybe 6 or 7 Tron. After the pump was initiated, I think I went up to like 8 or 9 Tron. So if 500,000 keys went in and I wasn't even able to get close to the 40, I mean, I think it's safe to say that not only am I going to not break even, but there's no way in hell I'm even going to get to 40. So, I mean, yeah, that's just the way that I see it. Now, HD Apps is actually a group of developers, I suppose, that I'm sure can be found here on the DEX. But something that I guess struck me as odd is when I first took a look at the DEX here, I saw something that suggested a little bit of fraud, and I want to see if I can find it here. Give me a second. Okay, so I found it here. So basically what you have to do is I think you have to go to TRC20 coins. Maybe that's not it. Maybe that's it. Type in WAI. And here, so anyone who's been around the Technology Center for a little bit of time, you understand what Watson AI is. This is the artificial intelligence program that's basically been built by IBM, and someone here is basically trying to assume their identity. Now let me get this straight. You have some 2-bit programmer here that is expecting people to believe that for some reason all the talented developers that are walking around IBM's halls need or even want to be listed on Tron's decentralized exchange. For what? For no reason at all. IBM doesn't need Tron. The devs don't even need Tron. This is someone, again, just trying to put up a front to say that, hey, we're the Watson team over here at IBM, buy into our project. And the numbers here they've changed a little bit. And I guess the thing that really struck me as odd is that if Justin Sun isn't going to have any negative recourse of action to these guys, in terms of trying to defraud people on the exchange, I mean, these are the kinds of things that make crypto look bad. And if Justin Sun isn't going to do anything about it, these are the things that will make his project ultimately look bad. So just a few things to note. People say that this is going to, $1. I saw one video that suggested that Tron was going to $18, and I could not jump into the comment sections fast enough to even ask the individual who published the video how did they see that Tron was going to $18. I'm still waiting on that answer. I don't really have all that much faith in a project, but I will tell you what, if you are looking for a project that is the poster child for lazy investors, Tron might be the project for you. And maybe it's worth just buying some because there's other people out there that suggest that this is going to go to the moon, and you should never underestimate the power of idiots. Since buying Tron, I have come up with what I think is a decent framework of trying to research a project to know if it is going to be a reputable project or not, if it has legs. The majority of Tron's DApps are all gambling sites. They're not really that much fun, and honestly, I think you've got better odds of just straight up gambling on a gambling website versus, some of these like Tron Dice or Coin Flip or, so on and so forth. A lot of these projects that were listed on the DEX when they first got launched, and I haven't really been keeping up with them, but I know that a lot of people were talking about pumping these things up, and then as the average casual investor got into these projects, just dumping them simply because they could. I mean, that just goes to show you what kind of people you're working with here in Tron. So I think if you're thinking about investing in Tron, depending on how much money you have or depending on your level of risk, yeah, maybe you buy into it. It's not really for me. I don't want to give you financial advice. I mean, it's your own money. You decide what you want to do with it. Perhaps a better usage of your funds might be better spent looking for more reputable projects to build into. I even think they just straight up plagiarized the way that the Tron font on the Tron movie looks. And I'm pretty sure you can't do that. So on to our next S-Coin, Dogecoin. I understand this one is like the family dog that everyone loves. If you're just getting a cryptocurrency, you're probably looking at this coin again, like most people do, like, oh, it's a cheap alternative to Bitcoin. But this coin really has no use. It was really the original meme coin. And even on the DEX site that we were just looking at, someone created the sister coin to Dogecoin. So again, there's not really a whole lot built behind these projects. Just like, at one point in time, there wasn't a whole lot built into these coins. People were just creating them to say that they had their own coin. I mean, Dogecoin really serves no purpose. Can you use it to transact? Sure. But I mean, you can do that with pretty much any coin that's on the market. Its current rate is 23. And some days when you see the way this coin performs, I'm just in sheer amazement as to how that's even possible. I think the highest that Dogecoin ever got at its all-time high was 1 7/10 of a cent. So yeah, I mean, that's not really anything to write home about. The circulated supply is 117 billion coins. Outside of that, there is no cap. So I mean, they can just keep printing these things over and over and over and over and over again till their heart's content. I think that helps take away from the perceived value of the coin. So yeah, I mean, Dogecoin, it is what it is. I mean, it's pretty much a meme coin. If you're holding it, sorry. But yeah, you definitely have an S coin. Let's take a look at our other one. Red coin is another coin that I had got into early on, because I like what they were doing. I understand it was going to be a coin that was going to be used for tipping on social media platforms, and I thought, aside from a lot of coins that had already been in existence, even though it's up 9.1% today, there hasn't really been much development on the coin. I mean, there's not really any news that's going on. There's not really a whole lot of noise that's being created around the coin. And again, when I was new to the investing world, especially with cryptocurrency, I bought into it thinking that, hey, if this one day gets to a penny, it could be a decent little payday. By no means did I buy enough to make me rich, because again, I believe that you should only invest what you're willing to lose, and just being a little bit more cautious about this project. Something told me not to really go all in, and I'm really glad I didn't at this time, because there's not really a whole lot going on with the coin. No one's really talking about it. It's not really doing anything, and I think it's even been delisted from a couple of exchanges. Let's see what the website has to say about it. RDD. Chose wisely. Let's roll it again. Top tier shitcoin. Yeah. So I hold a little bit of red coin, and part of this video, again, don't take it too serious. Just doing something fun here. Part of this is me definitely making fun of myself, as I already own two of the coins that we've already taken a look at here. Here's another one, Verge. I remember at one point in time, a lot of people were actually really, really impressed with Verge. Max supply, 16 billion, 16.5 billion. All-time high at one point in time was around 23 cents. I think its biggest claim to fame was when Pornhub enacted that it was going to accept Verge as a payment option. And since then, I mean, it really hasn't done anything at all. I even think this is probably one of the OG privacy coins. And right now, there's currently a dogma around privacy coins, as governments haven't said that they're going to ban them, but they've basically come out and said that, hey, people shouldn't be using privacy coins. So if you're holding a large bag of privacy coins at any one given point in time, they could be delisted from an exchange because they're going to be under heavy government regulation and so on and so forth. So if you own Verge, let me know how it's working out for you. I mean, are the premium memberships to the adult websites any good? I mean, are they any different than what you might see on the free versions, just minus the ads? I don't know. Verge is something I thought about getting into for about a week. I mean, I like the price action. It looked like it was getting some movement, and then I just decided to not get involved with it. And seeing what kind of performance it's had over the last year, really glad I didn't do that. So sometimes, guys, second guessing yourself can actually work in your favor. We're just gonna jump over here to CoinMarketCap, just so we could take a look at a lot of these coins. And I'll be honest, guys, like coins like Zilliqa, never heard of it. Digibyte, this is another OG coin that a lot of people really liked. I mean, this is not really used for anything outside of transacting. And if you were holding it, congratulations, because today you're up 14.5%. Nexo, not really familiar with it. Sia Coin, really like that project. Decentralized cloud storage. I think this project has a lot of promise, and I say that because you hear about celebrities all the time getting their iPhones hacked and their nudes getting leaked. Well, basically what this does is it takes your data, your pictures, your files, whatever it is that you want to send up to the cloud, and it basically breaks them down. So if one person hacks one point of entry, they'll never ever really be able to recover the entire file, because they only are holding but a fraction of it, and you can't repopulate an entire file which is a fraction of it. So I really do like Sia Coin. I hear Storage is kind of doing the same thing, but again, guys, part of what makes a good coin is continuous development, continuous community engagement, and continuous conversation between the devs and the community. And when those things don't continue, you start to have projects that start to fall off the rails a little bit, and when that happens, it causes people to jump ship. So I hope that doesn't happen with Sia Coin. I hope they're able to continue building on a really neat idea. If not, then I think Storage will probably beat them to it, and well, it is what it is. Lisk, I'm surprised no one's really talking about Lisk right now in the crypto space. I'm trying to remember if it was Lisk that I saw or if it was another cryptocurrency where basically you could take Lisk and let's go to the website here. I'll know it if I see it. This is not it. Give me a second. Okay, so I found it. And just continuing on with some of the other projects that I really like is Celsius. I'm surprised nobody's really talking about it because this is a platform and it's not a paid endorsement, nor do I actually own any Celsius. But I thought the concept was really neat, and that's why I thought Lisk was kind of in the same category. That you could actually loan your crypto out, take it out at any given point in time. You could earn interest on it, and if you're smart in the bear market, it's a great way to basically earn more of the coins that you're already holding, because God knows nothing has actually happened in this market. So if you're looking for a good opportunity to get into, I highly recommend reading up on Celsius, because why not get your coins to work for you? I remember when I found Celsius, it's already SEC approved, so there's no, is it, verifiable by the government, are they a fraud? No, it's been SEC approved. And again, when I first heard about this, I thought to myself, well, if I had enough of, let's see what kind of coins they have here, because I think they do like XRP. I think they even do Tron. Who else? Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin. And they even have a Mise Go. Like when I was just here last time, they didn't even have a Mise Go. They've got Stellar, Cardano, Neo. They've actually upgraded quite a bit. They even have Bitcoin Cash. So, can you imagine when the Bitcoin Cash fork was happening and Bitcoin Cash was actually losing in value? If you would have been in Celsius and you would have had some Bitcoin Cash stocked away, you actually would have been earning more Bitcoin Cash in a market where the value of that coin was actually depreciating. So, the opportunities, guys, are really everywhere around us. You just have to know where to look. And I know it's not necessarily a shit coin that I really wanted to highlight. But again, when I get talking about crypto, I get excited, and sometimes I'm forced to point out the really, really amazing products and projects. When the opportunity strikes. So, they've even got an Aetherium Calculator. You can come down here and basically see how much, you would earn, so on and so forth, 64 cents a week. Hell, that might even be more than the average price of the coin was appreciating, in a week or so. So, it's not necessarily a bad thing. And like I said, you can actually take this out at any given point in time. So if the bull run started next week and you had coins tied up in this, maybe they get to a price where you want to sell, you could do that. All right. So I thought that was pretty cool. Redcoin talked about that. Verge talked about that. Tron, gosh. I think I'll be glad when we can actually get to the day where we can all just categorize Tron as a master tier coin that it is. Without really stalling too much, that's pretty much all of the coins that I wanted to talk about today. I just wanted to do a little bit of a fun video, take a little bit of a break from doing the traditional stuff and just read about the news and read about what Bitcoin's gonna do and who says Bitcoin's gonna do what, but just to do something different. So guys, if you liked the video, again, it's not, it's just a quick fun video. So if you liked it, liked it. If you disliked it, tell me why you didn't like it. What coins are you holding right now? Leave them in the comment section below. And if you know of other S coins or shit coins that we miss, drop them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear what you guys think are shit coins. EOS, yeah, we can get started on that. So that's really the market right now. Peace.